SpectrumTv, broadening your horizon. SpectrumTv, broadening your horizon.
Welcome to Spectrum News at 12:30. I am Bita O'Brien, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiako Uruan. Let's take a look at the headlines. Federal government maintains stance on no Omicron case in Nigeria yet. OSINBAJO makes case for efficient civil service as tool for national development. W.H.O calls for treaty against resurging pandemic. Details of these stories and more in a moment. We begin the news with a report that the federal government is insisting that Nigeria is yet to record a case of the Omicron variant of COVID-19, despite Canadian authorities reporting on 2 passengers from Nigeria testing positive. Speaking at the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 briefing in Abuja, the Director General of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, Dr. Ifedayo Adetifa, said there was no need to give in to speculations. Adetifa, however, said there could be new developments as the country had a pipeline of samples in process. On his part, the Minister of Health, Osage Henere, said the authorities were adopting a watchful waiting posture. In another development, federal government says it will release a new travel protocol today as a proactive measure to prevent the Omicron COVID-19 variant from entering Nigeria. This was disclosed by the National Incident Manager of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Mukhtar Mohammed, during a briefing with media in Abuja. The government says it will also be increasing their surveillance at the ports of entry into the country, intensifying testing and contact tracing, optimizing sequence capacity. Away from that, federal government has commenced an office-to-office COVID-19 vaccination exercise in federal ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, ahead of tomorrow's deadline set for all civil servants to show proof of vaccination before accessing their offices. The Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, Dr. Faisal Shuaibu, who spoke at the media briefing of the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 in Abuja, said about 6.5 million eligible persons have received the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine in Nigeria as at yesterday. Shuaibu also warned against fraudulent practices, saying the agency would adopt a strategy of picking civil servants randomly to check or assess their COVID-19 antibody titer in order to detect persons who may have fraudulently acquired the vaccination cards without vaccination. According to him, anyone who is found to have fraudulently obtained the vaccination card without vaccination would be handed over to the law enforcement authorities. Meanwhile, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has identified efficient civil service as a vital tool for national development and governance. Osinbajo stated this at the inauguration of the new Civil Servant Secretariat Complex in Asaba, Delta State capital, which was named after the Asagaba of Asaba, Professor Chike Edozien. According to Vice President, the inauguration is historic as the seat of civil service of any arm of government is one of the major monuments enshrining both power and splendor of the authority of government. In a related development, federal government has said it will carry out an health audit of the Ogoni people in Rivers State to ascertain the effect of prolonged exposure to hydrocarbon on them. The Minister of State for Environment, Sharon Ikeazo, who disclosed this during a one-day stakeholders engagement program in the cleanup of Ogoni land held in Bori, Kana local government area of Rivers State, explained that the planned health audit was imperative to determine what interventions were needed. She assured that the Ministry of Environment will continue to engage the people of Ogoni and their communities while also appealing for collaboration with all stakeholders to ensure the cleanup was a success. According to her, Ogoni youths would be also engaged in environmental surveillance to protect oil-impacted sites being cleaned up by the hydrocarbon pollution remedy project in the area. Elsewhere, President Muhammadu Buhari has tasked federal universities of technology across the country to come up with a lasting solution to the menace of farmer headers crisis. Speaking through a visiting professor, Joseph Ahanuku, at the 32nd convocation ceremony of the Federal University of Technology, Akure, FUTA, President Buhari said his administration will continue to provide the needed support in the war against crime and criminality. The president noted that sustainable engagements between universities, industries, and their host communities cannot be overemphasized, stressing that such collaborations would provide a mutually conducive environment for business, entrepreneurial activities to thrive. On legislative matters, Deputy President of the Senate, Ovie Omoagege, is assuring Nigerians of the federal government's efforts at tackling security challenges in the country. Omoagege, who made the appeal at the 90th anniversary of the Urhobo Progress Union Worldwide, appealed to the people for patience. In a lecture, Omoagege underscored the need for peaceful coexistence between the farmers and the headers, noting that the consequences of disunity were dreadful. Meanwhile, the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has flayed Kaduna state government for giving primacy to building a bridge rather than securing the lives of the people of the state. Speaking in an interview, the vice president of CAN in the north, Reverend Joseph John Hayab, spoke against the backdrop of the state government celebrating the construction of a bridge when the lives of people were not safe, as no fewer than 200 persons were reportedly abducted within 2 months, according to CAN. Democratic government is about securing people and giving them rights and not necessarily about building a bridge. Away from that, in a bid to ensure the development and growth of Nigerians' mines and steel sector, the office of the former ruler of Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, UAE, Hamdan bin Khalifa, has pledged a sum of $2 billion to Nigeria. The Minister of State's Mines and Steels Development, Uchechukwu Samson Oga, made the disclosure when he delivered an address at the Dhabi World Expo 2021 with the theme, Investment in the Nigerian Gold Sector, Opportunities in the Gold Value Chain, held in Abu Dhabi. According to Oga, the Executive Director of Royal Office of Sheikh Hamdan bin Khalifa and Global Peace Ambassador, United Nations, Zulfikar Gandilyali, hinted that donations was to further cement the very close trade and bilateral relationships that exist between the two countries. Operatives of the Lagos Command of the Economics and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, have arrested 60 suspected internet fraudsters during an awards ceremony at a conference hotel in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Spokesperson for the EFCC, Wilson Uwajuren, disclosed this in a statement in Abuja. He said the suspects were arrested at the event tagged Peer Youth Award, adding that investigations later revealed that the event was organized to reward high-level internet fraudsters. He, however, listed the items recovered from the suspects at the point of arrest to include exotic cars, electronic devices, laptop computers, and mobile phones. According to the EFCC spokesman, the suspects would soon be charged to court. In Cross River, Governor Ben Ayade of Cross River State has suspended the 2021 annual Carnival CALABAR due to insecurity and the outbreak of the OMICRON variant of the COVID-19 virus. Deputy Chief Press Secretary to Governor AYADE, Linus Ogbogo, made this known in an interview with newsmen in CALABAR. Ogbogo said the decision to suspend the annual festival was unanimously reached at a meeting with the governor, the state executive council members, and stakeholders of the carnival. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Government is set to liaise with the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHEDC, to ensure improved power situation in the state throughout the Yuletide season. This was part of the resolutions of the State Executive Council meeting presided over by the State Governor Udom Emmanuel at Government House Uyo. Briefing correspondents at the end of the council meeting, State Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Eni Ememobong, said the state government has also restored power supply to the correctional center in Uyo, the state capital. The commissioner said the EXCO meeting also reviewed the projects undertaken by the Interministerial Direct Labor Coordinating Committee with a view to identify the gaps for further intervention. According to the commissioner, the council further considered the proposal for hosting of the Ibom Christmas Expo at the Christmas Village, aimed at providing an opportunity for micro, small and medium enterprises in the 31 local government areas to showcase their unique trade and cultural potentials. Ememobong also disclosed that Governor Emmanuel further called for support and prayers for Nigerians for the country to surmount the economic challenges facing the nation. In Africa, Rwanda's health ministry has announced that it will today give third doses of COVID-19 booster jabs to the elderly and those who have underlying health conditions. The ministry says the implementation would be done in phases and will begin in the capital city, Kigali. Rwanda's Minister of State in charge for primary health care says third doses will be given to those who are over the age of 50, while those between 30 and 50 would not only get the extra shot if they have an underlying condition. Reports say out of a population of about 13 million people, more than 3 million Rwandans have been fully jabbed to date. Elsewhere, Barbados has ditched Britain's Queen Elizabeth as head of state, forging a new republic today with its first ever president. At the strike of midnight, the new republic was born to cheers of hundreds of people lining Chamberlain Bridge in the capital city, Bridgetown. A 21-gun salute fired as the national anthem of Barbados was played over a crowded Hero Square, where Prince Charles reportedly stood soberly as Queen Elizabeth's royal standard was lowered and the new Barbados declared in a step which Republicans hope would spur discussions of similar proposals in other British colonies. With the development, the country has severed its last remaining colonial bonds, nearly 400 years after the first English ship arrived at the Caribbean island. The chief executive officer of microblogging platform Twitter, Jack Dorsey, has resigned. He announced his resignation yesterday after 17 years of co-founding the social media company. He also announced Parag Agwali as his successor. According to reports, Dorsey has not been in the good books of the Nigerian government since October 2020 over an allegation that he was complicating in the promotion of EndSARS protest that led to the loss of lives and billions of property in Nigeria. Still to come on the news, Messi, Lewandowski, Pedri and others claim prizes at the 2021 Ballon d'Or ceremony. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us on our bulletin at midday. In our business news, the African Development Bank has postponed the 2021 African Investment Forum due to the recent outbreak of the Omicron variant of coronavirus. In a statement on its website, the bank noted that the event, which was scheduled to take place from December 1 to 3 and hosted by the Ivorian Coast government in Abidjan, has been postponed until further notice. The FDB President Akinwumi Adesina noted that the forum presented the opportunity for countries and investors to seek business opportunities. Adesina, however, stated that the health and safety of attendees was of utmost importance. South Africa's Health Minister Joe Faala says there is absolutely no need to panic over the new coronavirus variant Omicron. Despite a surge in cases, Faala, who stated this in a press briefing, assured the people that the country would surmount the health challenges, adding that they are now more than 20 months experienced in terms of COVID-19, various variants and waves. South Africa also condemned the travel bans imposed on the country, saying they should be lifted immediately. In health, 21 more persons have contracted COVID-19 in Nigeria in the last 24 hours, rising the country's total of 214,113. Making up the fresh infections are 6 cases in Lagos, 5 in Cross River, 5 in Rivers, 3 in Abia, and 1 each in Bauchi and Kaduna states. 207,292 persons have so far been discharged, while 2,976 others have died from the virus. On the foreign scene, the World Health Organization WHO is asking countries across the world to study the wreckage of COVID-19 and strike a pandemic preparedness treaty to prevent a reoccurrence. The WHO Director General, Tedros Ghebreyesus, warned that another disastrous pandemic was bound to happen unless countries showed the resolve to strengthen global defenses. He said scientists around the world were working to discover if the new variant is associated with higher transmission, the risk of reinfecting, and how the reactions to vaccines will unfold. In sports, Lionel Messi has won the men's Ballon d'Or award for a record-extending 7th time at a ceremony in Paris. The 34-year-old Argentine defeated prolific Bayern Munich striker Robert Lewandowski and other players, including Cristiano Ronaldo, who came 6th on the 30-strong shortlist for the men's award. The Polish Lewandowski clinched the Striker of the Year award, while 27-year-old Alexia Putellas of Barcelona in Spain won the women's Ballon d'Or prize. 19-year-old Spanish starlet Pedri won the Copa Trophy for Best Player aged under 21, while Italy's Gianluigi Donnarumma was named the Best Goalkeeper. Still in sports, the FIFA Club World Cup, initially set to take place in Japan in December this year, would now be held in the United Arab Emirates in February 2022. This is according to the world's football governing body, which noted that the Club World Cup will run from February 3rd to 12th. It said the competition will feature 8 matches between the champions of the 6 continental confederations, along with top teams in the host nation. On our entertainment news, veteran actor Clem Ohameze has received 8 million naira for surgery. He received the sum from a popular Warri-based prophet, Jeremiah Fufeyi. In a recent video, the film star had disclosed he was involved in an accident some time ago which had affected his lower limb, resulting in difficulty in walking. He added that after a series of consultations with medical experts and x-rays, a procedural surgery was recommended which would involve separating the cervical vertebrae 3 from the cervical vertebrae 4, thereby freeing the cord and restoring back his movements.